everyone, Jennifer here, back with another edition of TV Talk. It's Monday, and that means it's Gargoyles Day. And this week's episode was M.I.A. The world travelers have arrived in London, where they not only meet gargoyles, but also discover a link between these gargoyles and Goliath that dates back to World War II. Okay, things I liked about this episode. There was actually a lot I liked about this episode. First off, we are seeing gargoyles from another country other than Scotland for the very first time. Now, up until this episode, I assumed all gargoyles of the world looked like Goliath and his clan. But these English gargoyles look different. They are actually humanoid animals, which I thought was actually really cool. You have three, although the comic books actually state that there are more of the clan. But we see three in this episode. We see Leo, who is a humanoid lion. Leo, lion. We see Una, who looks like a humanoid horse, but she's actually supposed to be a humanoid unicorn, which I thought was very clever, as she and Leo are the first two we see, because there is that old poem, I believe it's an English poem, that's called The Lion and the Unicorn. And I thought that was cute. Also, lions and unicorns, you see a lot in medieval English art, or British art, however you want to call it. So, both the lion and the unicorn actually have a great deal of symbolism in medieval England, which I thought was very, very cool. That they represented two of the gargoyles in the British clan, or London clan, whatever you want to call it, as a lion and a unicorn. The third one we see is Griff, and he is a humanoid griffin. And again, the griffin is another animal we see in medieval art that is primarily in Britain from, in the medieval time period. Griffins were very prominent. We see them in the medieval artwork from Britain. We see statues of them and whatnot, and they hold just as high a place in mythology as the unicorn does. So I really liked that they had those three represented as gargoyles in England. Now this opens two questions. First off, are there other gargoyles from different countries out there? And if so, what do they look like? For those of you who have seen gargoyles all the way through, please do not comment in the comment section on that. I want it to be a surprise. I don't want it to be a surprise, but I don't want it to be spoiled for the people who haven't seen it yet. Number two, we learned in City of Stone, I think part 4, but it could have been part 3, that the English destroyed all their gargoyles. I think it was either his son or his father told Macbeth this when they were having the issues with Cameron. Right before Macbeth was supposedly killed. Well, he was killed, but then he was brought back to life because only Demona can kill him. And then he had to stay dead. Because his son had assumed his throne. So this second door raises some questions. Number one, obviously all the English gargoyles were not destroyed. There is at least one clan out there. Possibly more, but we know of at least one. So the question is, did this clan hide from the British, like the ancestors of this clan hide from the British in order to continue their legacy, their lineage, to stay alive? Or did some British noble lie to Cameron and tell him that he destroyed the gargoyles at his castle, his estate, when really they were in hiding? I'd love to hear what you guys think on that matter. Do you think the gargoyles were in hiding on their own, like they actually went into hiding on their own, or do you think some British lord kept them secret? I'd love to hear what you guys think, because they don't really address it in the episode. Second off, or the second point I liked in this episode is, this episode, as I stated earlier, part of it takes place during World War II. And it's during a time in British history, during World War II, excuse me, I'm getting a little tongue-tied here, that is referred to as the Blitz. Now, I don't know that much about the Blitz, other than it was a time period when, during World War II, the Nazis were bombing England, and a lot of British families, parents, actually, for their own protection, sent their children away. They sent them to the countryside. They sent them to other countries. Some actually came to America, because America was literally an ocean away from the fighting. And it was a very safe place for these children to go to. It was a place where they would be safe from the bombs and everything, supposedly. And they actually were. But that was during this time period. And really, that's all with the World War II that's really touched on, is the Blitz, and that there were air raids and everything. They didn't really talk about the children being sent away. That's just something I know from history class. And also the rations, the fact that the British people were on rations for the war effort. So they do talk about that. They do touch on that. And also, as some of you are wondering, it's like, well, how do we get to World War II? Blah, blah, blah. 2 words, guys. The Phoenix Gate. Goliath uses the Phoenix Gate for probably the first time ever. Well, no, not ever. Since the first time since Vows. And the Phoenix Gate is used for the first time since the Avalon arc. So, we do know that in order to protect himself and whatnot, and to protect his friends, Goliath will use at least the Phoenix Gate. Because he did go back in time to find out what happened so he could help his family. Or not his family, but his friend. Well, I guess, they're his family. At least Angela is his daughter. Bronx is, he's the pet of the clan, so he's family. And Elisa is an honorary member of the clan, which makes her family. Plus, he is in love with her. I know that's not much of a spoiler. We talked about that before. Okay, things I didn't like about this episode. There really wasn't a lot I didn't like about this episode. I thought it was very good, very well written. I love the fact that we had new gargoyles in here, English gargoyles, and that they looked very different from Goliath and his clan, which leads me to believe that the other gargoyles, that there are other gargoyles out there from other countries, they will probably look different from each other as well. And to be honest, I loved the design for the 3 British gargoyles. I thought it was very, very good. Not only the physical designs for them, like the way the fact that they blended like human and animal together and gave them like the feathery wings instead of the leather bat wings that Goliath and Angela and the rest of the Avalon and Manhattan clan have. But also the style of clothes. I love the style of clothing that they, like the gargoyle clothing that they gave the British gargoyles. I thought it was really cool. I loved like the little crown thing that Una wears. That's kind of where her horn was. Because when I first saw her, I was thinking horse. And then I saw the crown, and it has like a little tiny point on it. Like some of the armor that, you know, the medieval horses wear at like the horses would wear. Like in medieval movies and in Renaissance fairs and stuff. And that's when I'm like, oh, Una, she's a unicorn. So I love those little touches. At first I was thinking like Pegasus or something because of the wings, or just a horse, but then I was like, oh no, she's a unicorn. Okay, that makes sense. So I loved all that. There was really nothing I didn't like about that. Even the confrontation that Goliath has with Una and Leo at the beginning. It bothered me at first, but then you see where it's going, and I'm like, okay, that makes sense why they had that confrontation, why Luna and Leo were mad at him and everything. Well, he had no idea what they were mad. When you watch the whole episode, it makes sense. Okay, feel free to check out my other gargoyle videos. My other TV Talk videos. What are you... Sorry, my cat's driving me a little crazy today. And my other videos. Okay, before I sign off, a few things I'd like to touch on. First off, a quick reminder on my comment rules. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Okay, please leave your comments and questions in the comment section. I do love to read those. Also, feel free to follow me on Tumblr, Wattpad, Instagram, and Twitter. I do have my name for those 4 sites right there on the screen, as well as the pictures I use for the icons. Please note that all pictures seen within this video do belong to their respective artists. I own absolutely nothing, and all links that are mentioned in this video can be found, or all sites that are mentioned in this video will have the links in the description section. Okay, YouTube subscribers. Any of my videos that are not on YouTube are on my Facebook page. Facebook friends, basically the same deal. Any of my videos that are not on my Facebook page or that are not on Facebook are on my YouTube channel. And to anyone who's interested, you can feel free to check out my Facebook group, Fanfic Corner. I would like to apologize for not posting a video in a few weeks. Unfortunately, I was out of town for 1 week. I was not feeling good for a second, and I was busy for the third. So, unfortunately, TV Talk had to be put on the wayside. I apologize again for this. Unfortunately, that does happen. Okay, finally, DreamWorks Dragons will be coming to an end in December. And that means there will be an opening for a new TV Talk series for Sunday. And that also means that you guys get to vote and tell me what show you would like me to do a set of videos on. Your choices are Horseland, Outlaw Star, Dot Hex Sign, and Inuyasha. Voting is extremely simple. All you have to do is write a positive comment and or like or love a positive comment in the comment section, and whichever one gets the most votes is the one I'll do a set of videos on. Please keep in mind that negative comments and dislikes do not count as votes. If Inuyasha is selected, I will be doing up through the first season of the sequel as of the posting of this video. And for those of you watching on Facebook, I do have a poll for this on my homepage, but that is a one-shot vote. So if you're going to vote that way on YouTube, please be sure to put a lot of thought into which show you're going to select before you click on the button. Voting will be until December 4th, but if I do have to push that back, and hopefully I will not have to, hopefully this will be the very last time, I will give you a heads up. You may vote as many times as you wish in the comment section, but please keep in mind for both types of voting that in the event of a tie or absolutely no votes, I do have the final say. So far, the votes stand at 2 votes for Horseland and 4 votes for Inuyasha. However, you do have a little over a month left, so be sure to get your votes in and make your voices known. Please like and share if you're watching on Facebook, or like and subscribe if you haven't already, if you're watching on YouTube. And as always, thank you for watching, and have a very nice day.